Welcome to Making a Better Me, day 175 update. That is 25 big weeks. I feel kind of proud of myself for sticking with this for so long and staying with it and doing some videos, even making a little bit of bonus content here and there. I've only missed really one day, yeah, I think I've been doing pretty good with this. So today was Sunday, and busy day, lots of things happening, and we'll talk about it here. One other thing I want to say is that I am 1 week away from 6 months of my vlog channel, which I'm actually pretty proud of, pretty excited about. I mentioned in yesterday's video that I actually surpassed the 6,000 views. Not that that's a gigantic accomplishment, really. I know lots of YouTubers get that in probably a couple of minutes, if not less. But for me, in under 6 months, that's pretty good. So yeah, we're getting there. Today was Sunday, as it is on all my week videos. Today was Sunday. And give a little review of what my channel is about, or what it was about, and how it's been changing. My channel started off as a New Year's resolution, basically a commitment to myself to get a little healthier, make some changes. I've been struggling with some injuries, and sort of kept me from being able to do the workouts I wanted to do in the gym. And I had some other fitness goals that I wanted to achieve, but I sort of wanted to keep them all in check and things like that. The other thing that I really wanted to accomplish with this channel was being more responsible around the house, for helping out with housework and things like that. My wife and I are a team, and we work together to do all the things around our house, keep things clean, keep up with chores, get tasks done, things like that. And I gotta say, in recent years, we probably haven't been as good at that as we needed to be. So we really needed to make some changes to try to improve that. One of the other things that that made me want to do this is, and at the time I wasn't really talking about it, but we've decided to talk about it, my wife and I, a little bit. My wife has bipolar disorder, and at the time I started this vlog, she was actually very sick and had been sick for quite a while. She had been in the middle of her 6th depression, and probably her longest depression. At the time I started this vlog, she'd probably been depressed for about 9 months. And she came out of it a couple of months ago now, and we talked about it a little bit. And at the time she was sick, she really didn't want me talking about her depression, but since she's well, she decided that talking about it is okay, and if we help one person, one couple, then we've certainly done something good. Depression is a terrible sickness, and it is truly a sickness in which your brain basically tells you lies, and will convince you that you're worthless and no good, and you're never going to get well, and so many things. And depression is just a horrible thing, and luckily I don't suffer from depression myself, but I've certainly seen the effects of it firsthand, and we've had a lot of challenges and a lot of things to work through in our relationship over the years. But I certainly think it has made us better and stronger as a couple. So much so that we're actually going to be celebrating our 25-year wedding anniversary in just over 2 weeks. And as you probably know, if you've been watching my videos, we'll be celebrating it at Disney World, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. We have gone to Disney World 2 other times with our children. Once around our 10th anniversary, once around our 15th anniversary. But this time we're going without the kids, and we're just going to have fun and enjoy ourselves. So I'm really, really looking forward to that, and with all the things that have been going on the last 7 or 8 weeks. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I'll be very happy to sort of take a break from reality and live the Disney World life for a week. So, like I say, those were some of the reasons that I was doing this channel, and over the time that I've started this channel, I've had things change and things like that. We've had some issues and different things. We've been recently going through a problem with Leanne's mother, who had a subarachnoid brain hemorrhage or brain bleed in early May 8th, and she's been in hospital since then. She was just moved to Truro this week, which has made our life quite a bit easier, although still a lot of things going on with that. So there's a lot of things that need to be sorted out, and I will talk about that a little bit tonight, because we did visit today, and I wanted to sort of give an update based on my observations during our visit. Some of the other things that I've accomplished so far since I've been doing this is one of the big things. One of the things I'm probably most proud of is I stopped drinking pop probably about 3 months ago now. So that was something that I never thought I'd be able to do, and it was actually much easier than I thought it would be. I would recommend it to anyone who drinks a lot of pop. Just cut it out. I basically just quit cold turkey. I was probably a 2 to 3 500 milliliter bottle of Pepsi or Coke a day. Some days more, some days less, but I was drinking certainly well over more than what would be a healthy amount, although there is no healthy amount of pop to be drinking, I guess. So I'm pretty proud of that, and I've been trying to make healthier food choices. Lately I've been not as good as I was doing, but still trying to make smarter, healthier choices, even when I'm eating out and things like that. Now, I know when we go away for a trip, there'll probably be a number of bad food choices during that time, but I will try to be as responsible and reasonable as I can. Well, I know there are a couple of things that I'm really looking forward to that probably aren't the healthiest. One in particular is the Ghirardelli Sunday Shop in Disney Springs. I know we'll probably be heading there the first night we get there, so and I am really looking forward to it. Anyway, let's see. I guess what I'll do is I'll talk a little bit about today. Today was a Sunday, and as I said, a bit of a busy day. Messed around a little bit in the morning, just sort of took it easy, but in the afternoon I thought, okay, it's time to step things up. So I did some cleaning in the bathroom. I did some work on the tub. We have an acrylic tub and shower that we just had put in a couple of months ago, and I got to say, maybe people out there can help me with this. We have been really having a difficult time keeping the tub clean. We're getting soap buildup and soap scum buildup, and they were saying, all the documentation says that, if you use anything other than Dawn dishwashing soap, you void your warranty. Well, I'll tell you, Dawn dishwashing soap is not cutting the grease or the soap scum or anything else, really. I scrubbed and I watched, I saw an article, I guess, on Google or something I'd searched up, and they were saying that, you could put 3 healthy squirts of Dawn in, and fill the tub with hot water, and that would loosen it up and make the cleaning easier. So I thought, well, hey, I'll try that. So I put in steaming hot water and lots of Dawn, and it was still hot enough by the time after I let it sit for over half an hour that I had to actually add cold water or let the water out in order to scrub. I thought, oh, this is going to just come right off. This is going to be great. It's going to be easy. Now it still can come off. I can scratch with my nails and get more soaps come off. So if anybody has any ideas of how to do this without scratching the acrylic, about just scraping it off with my nails, I would love to hear it. I know Leanne did do some research today and found some other products that supposedly can be used, and hopefully we can find something that works better. So anyways, that was the first thing I worked on today. After that, I feel like I'm lost. I just can't think of the things that I did do today. One thing I will say is Jessica actually did something today. She decided she was going to wash her car since she's been back. Her car's been sitting in our driveway for about 3 weeks while she was away, and it was pretty covered with pollen, so she decided it was a nice day today and that she would go out and wash the car. And to my surprise, and pleasant surprise, I should say, she washed my car and our truck, van, whatever we want to call it, as well, which I really didn't expect, although I was very, very thrilled to have that done. She did a great job, and I appreciate it, so thank you, sweetie. I probably won't tag her in this video because I don't think she would like that, but thank you, Jessica, I appreciate that. So after that, Tamara and I decided that we would go check at Stay and Play and see what the field was like. It was supposed to rain today. It was supposed to rain a lot today, and it was kind of damp in the morning, but really this afternoon the sun came out. It got quite nice. So I said, well, let's take our chances. Let's go up and see what the field looks like at Stay and Play. And we decided to take Score and Plur up. And we had the starter jumper that we used on Friday. It was still set up. So we decided that we would try it with Score backwards, which seemed to be a little bit easier backwards. One of the challenges was easier because it was at the beginning than being at the end, so you're not so far behind. You're actually ahead of your dog, which makes that challenge much easier to deal with. But he did well. He really was performing nicely, and I know that Tamara was quite excited and proud of him, and I was quite excited and proud for them. After that, we brought Blur in and just let him run the course forwards. Now, Blur has not been running much agility this year. If you're involved in the local agility circuit, you will know that we haven't been out at trials really. We did regionals, we did half of the Spring Cup, and we're entered in nationals, and that's about it so far this year. And that may be it this year. We'll hopefully be able to do the Fall Cup as well. But it's been just a tough year for us, and we've decided to just back off. Blur's had lots of little injuries, nothing serious, but tightnesses and soreness and little weird things that just haven't felt right. And rather than push him and run him in those situations, we've decided, hey, you know what, we'll give him a break, we'll let him take it easy, we'll work through this. So our last visit with Dr. Janice Fisher at Full Circle Veterinary Services, she said that it would be okay for Blur to do some light agility. So we took him up and lined him up with the starter jumper course after warming him up, and we gave him one crack at it, and he ran it beautifully. I mean, yes, it was a starter course, so it wasn't the most difficult course, although sometimes you may know, especially if you run Border Collies, those starter jumpers are maybe the more difficult courses for them. They quite often do better on the more handling courses than they do on these, big open runs and things like that. So I thought they both did really well today with that. I was really proud of them. So after that, Jessica and I headed out and grabbed a bit of supper, and then picked up some groceries that we needed, and so that was good. It's always good to get some groceries, although did find out afterwards there were some other things that we needed that we hadn't gotten on the list or had not appeared on the list, so we didn't get them. So next time, I guess, or in the next couple of days, we'll have to pick up those things anyways. But we got our groceries. After that, we came home, and Leanne and Jessica and I went to visit her mom at the hospital. So I did talk about this earlier a little bit, and I said that I'd talk about this a bit more. And I gotta say, when we went in, she looks great. She seems to be really well. She's talking well, which is huge improvements over a few weeks ago. Really, I've been visiting at least once a week, and I gotta say, there's been some shocks and some concerns at different times, and she really does continue to be improving in many ways. The biggest thing I did notice tonight, though, is there seemed to be really some cognitive issues. A lot of things she said seemed confused, almost combative at different things. She's very convinced and very fixated on getting home to her house and how she can make that happen, and who can come and take care of her or check in on her or help her to the bathroom or to get food or whatever. And I'm really gonna say I'm very concerned about what she thinks and what she's expecting of people with this. She's been saying that, oh well, this person can come over, this person can come over, and this one and that one, and all these things, and that's great. And I know people want to help, and they all say, oh yes, I'll be there anytime. But we all have lives. Well, there are things we have to do, and we can't just be able to drop everything and go check on her. And I'm not saying this in any way to be mean, but it is important to be realistic that Thora has had very severe what's the word I'm looking for? She's had very severe brain trauma. She's had brain surgery, and there's a possibility she may be having more brain surgery in the future. There are still aneurysms that are uncoiled, and the doctors really wanted to see her recover more before they would look at the options as to whether it was worthwhile to go in and coil those at this time or not. So those are some of the things that are happening. One of the things that I've noticed, and again, I am in no way trying to be mean or rude to Thora, but I have noticed that she tends to be, or at least I've noticed at least with Leanne and possibly even Jonathan, really trying to manipulate things and to get her own way, to get things done, and really just behaving in ways that are really not what I would call typical for Thora. And that's where some of my concerns are. And I know speaking with my sister-in-law Kelly Guggisberg, Jonathan's wife, who is a doctor, she said that that is fairly normal. There would be a certain amount of brain damage that would have taken place, and this is part of the process, is getting through this, and she may recover from this and she may not. So there are things there that are still very concerning. Physically, she seems to be improving steadily, still moving forward, making good progress, but she hasn't really started therapy yet, and I know there will be some tests and things involved as far as mentally. I know Leanne has sort of caught some fibs that she's told the doctors in her attempts to get herself home, and so we all have to be very careful with that. So I love all the people coming to visit, and it's great for her to be seeing you all, and she wants to see you all. I hope you'll all continue to keep coming. I'm not trying to deter that in any way, but what I am asking is make sure that we're giving her realistic answers with realistic expectations, and not setting her up to be to have her dreams or hopes let down because she's not as well as she thinks she is. Um, so please bear with us with that and try to help us to help her. We all want Thora to be better, and we all want Thora to be home, but her getting home before she's well is probably one of the worst things that will happen to her, because she could fall, she could get hurt, she could basically she's risking her life by trying to get home too soon. And I don't say that lightly. I do really mean it, that she would be risking her life to go home too early, I believe. So keep that in mind if you visit and you're talking to her and she's asking these things, that we do have to help her make the most responsible, best decisions for her. And right now she may not be able to make those decisions on her own. So sometimes we have to be more responsible for her than she's able to be right now. Anyways, but in many ways she's doing great. The difference is day and night. She doesn't have any tubes or anything else coming out of her. I know for several weeks she had IVs, she had feeding tubes, she had oxygen tubes, she had oxygen tubes, she had breathing help at one point. She's had infection. She's overcome so much in the last 7 weeks or so. I'm really going to say, I'm nothing but impressed, really. She has been through a tremendous amount. Unfortunately, there is still, I believe, quite a long way for her to go, and a long, hard battle ahead of her. I suspect that we will probably see some difficulties that will continue on. I'm kind of thinking it's possible that her driving career is over. We haven't really said that to her, but it's certainly very possible that she may not ever drive again. So things are going to change for her, and it's certainly a difficult thing to swallow and understand. If you know Thora, you realize that she's been a very, very active woman, a very, very active lifestyle, and on the go all the time, many friends, socializing, going to dances, going to movies, going to lunches and dinners and suppers, and just everywhere all the time, shopping and everything. She's got a more active social life than I do, and that is no exaggeration at all. So so it's going to be a very difficult change for her. I hope that people will continue to visit and help her, but again, just keep in mind that she's got a long way to go, and she does need lots of help and lots of support, but she also needs to be in the place that will help her the most, which right now is still the hospital, and I believe it will be for quite some time. Anyhow, let's move on from that. The other thing that happened last night is Leanne actually ended up in the ER. Her feet had swollen up quite severely on Friday, and just very suddenly and unexpectedly, and we really weren't sure what to make of it, and we sort of tried to blow it off and didn't really think too much about it. Although it seemed to persist a little bit longer, she thought, well, maybe I'll call 811, and when she spoke to the 811 nurse, they had recommended that she take a trip to the emergency room. They ran several tests there, and everything came back fine, and the doctors, after all the tests came back fine, deemed that it was probably just, environmental with the weather and things like that. I did take a look at her feet this evening, and they seem to be going back to a more normal size, so I guess the doctors were right. They said it would pass over after a short period of time. So it seems to be moving on its own, so that's great. So after our visit with Thora, I did run a few little things. Well, I tried to run a few errands, but it was unsuccessful. Just couldn't find the things I was looking for. And then we came home, and I did a little bit of work around the house. a little bit of cleaning. Basically, I pulled down the bathroom fan, cleaned that up. It was filthy and really desperately needing to be cleaned. And then I decided, I noticed a couple of spider webs around the ceilings in the house, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to just take the broom and sweep around the ceiling. So I swept the ceilings to get some of the spider webs down and make our house look a little bit less like the Haunted Mansion, I guess. Again, a Disney reference there because pretty excited about our trip coming up. So that was about it for today. After that was all done, I guess there was one more thing I did do. I really thought, oh, it's getting late, I don't feel like going to the gym. Maybe I'll skip tonight. And I thought, no, I can't. I really have to stop skipping going to the gym. I didn't go last night because of the whole hospital thing, and I was pretty wiped out by the end of it. But I thought, you know, tonight I need to go. So even though it was a little bit late, I decided, well, too bad, so sad, I'm going to the gym. So I went to the gym and I did 25 minutes of cardio on the recumbent bike. I went at probably a moderate pace, and I think I did pretty good. So then I came home and making my video. So it seems like this video might be a little bit long, and I apologize for that. But I had a lot of things to say tonight, and I'm probably gonna have a lot of things to say over the next few weeks, especially, you know, as we come into our Disney trip and have our Disney trip and get home. There's probably going to be a lot of things to say and do. Also with, you know, all the changes with Thor that I'm sure will be coming. I'll be updating us with that, and who knows what else. So anyways, that's it. That's the whole thing. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate every like I get. It makes me feel good. It makes me want to keep making videos. If you have any comments you'd like to make, I would love to hear your comments. So maybe, you know, tell me what you think. Tell me what you see. If you've visited Thor on multiple occasions since she's been sick, do you notice any difference? How do you feel about things? What do you think? How do you think she's doing? Are we being overly cautious? Do you think we're being too protective? Or do you think we're making the right call? I'd love to hear, you know, your opinions on that. And last off, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you join me on my daily vlog. I'm really kind of enjoying doing this, but it is nice to have a bit of an audience, and I would love to have more feedback from my channel. So leave those comments, hit the like button, and make sure you subscribe. That's it for tonight. I'm looking forward to this week. I have no idea what's going on yet this week. I haven't really looked into it, so I'll look into it and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Have a good night. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.